Yo, 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 yo. What is up, podcast? Here we are, back at the smoking section with your host, Big Corpse. That's me, bringing you the fire conversations with the hottest topics. Listen, so check it out. I know my 2020 resolution was to bring you guys a new podcast every single day, but let me tell you something. It's fucking hard. It's really hard. It's hard to bring you guys, stuff of substance every single day. Yeah. And honestly, I don't want to become like a broken record, because a lot of the stuff that I talk about, I repeat. Yeah, because this year I'm really talking about mental health, and so I'm trying to stick to with what I know and what's worked for me. Yeah, even kind of dabbling into a couple other things that I might not exactly practice, but things that I've heard along the way from different people. But this year's podcast, this whole season is going to be dedicated to mental health. I do want to keep that up though. So thank you guys who've been tuning in. Thank you to everybody who's been sharing. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I know every single podcast host, says that, so it's very cliche, but I really do mean it. Like, me being able to do these podcasts, being able to share my story, my insight with you good people, has really helped me in my journey for healing. Because like I've told you guys, like I've expressed through some of these different episodes, like there's a lot of hurt and a lot of healing that I'm trying to do. And by doing this, by sharing my story with you guys, by sharing my experience with you all, I'm able to heal. Yeah, by airing out that wound, my inner self is able to heal properly. So first and foremost, go follow me on Instagram, at Corpse, KORPSX, and message me. Message me, let me know what you guys think about these episodes. It means the world to me to interact with everybody. I do reply. Sometimes it takes me a little bit. I won't reply right away. But I will reply to it. You won't be read on scene or left on scene. Left on read. So today's episode has been something that I have been able to really start to see through much more of a clearer lens. And this is something that I hope that I can kind of give to you guys, and hope that you understand what I mean by when I say you cannot have an expectation of anybody or anything, right? When you have this preconceived expectation of something, it diminishes the ability to be surprised by life, right? So let me put it like this, right? You go to your favorite food joint, right? And you order your favorite meal, right? So you have this expectation. You have this expectation that it's going to be good because the past 50 times you ate it, it was good. But the problem with that, let me just walk you through a dining experience, right? If you have this expectation that the food is going to taste a certain way or look a certain way, feel a certain way, like, have you noticed that with those same dishes, like, you don't pay attention to your plate as much, right? There might be different garnishes. There might be different this or different that, different sides. Maybe it's on a new plate, a different type of plate. So I say this, and it particularly applies with people. If you walk in with a preconceived notion of somebody, let's say, who has face tattoos, if you go in with this preconceived notion that everybody with face tattoos is a hard ass, then when you see this person, when they approach you, you will have a preconceived notion, you will have this expectation that they're going to be kind of mean, jagged around the edges, those type of things. And so immediately your brain begins to prepare defenses against the said person, right? Your body language might change. Your verbal responses might change. A lot of things that we kind of take as like subconscious effort begin to change very, 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 very quickly, very rapidly. So just like the food, right? This food that we have this preconceived notion of, we sit down and we eat it and we taste it, right? But if we step to that same plate without any expectation, it might taste a little bit better than what we remembered. It might taste just a little more sweet on the lips, right? Just like people, right? Just like people, we have these expectations of our significant others, of the people that we choose to spend our lives with, our friends, our moms and dads. We have these expectations that they should behave in certain patterns. Little do we know that by painting that expectation, we diminish, let's say our parents, we diminish the parenting that they've laid in front of us themselves, the ones that they're providing for us themselves, the only ones that they know how to do, right? A lover, right? Let's say your lover gives you a kiss every single day before they go to work, right? And the one day they don't give you a kiss before they go to work, you may become upset. Is there something wrong with me? Are they mad at me? What's wrong with me? Is the questions you begin to ask yourself. Little do you know, maybe that's not it. Maybe your partner is just in a hurry. Maybe they just didn't think about it. Or maybe, in their head, they said, you know what? As they walked out the door, maybe they're kicking themselves in the ass and saying, damn, I didn't give them a kiss goodbye like I usually do. So these are things that we have to be more conscious of. These are things that we have to be more, more aware of. Maybe a little less aware of, actually. When you really think of it, the grand scheme. Maybe we should have these less expectations of certain things. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying let your friends run around and be murderers and rapists and liars. I'm not saying that. There's a moral expectation, for sure, because we know rights from wrongs. The expectation that we need to have is the expectation that it could be good, it could be bad. The expectation to not have an expectation of something. The big one that I heard that kind of brought me around to all of this was our expectation leads us to see things the way that we want to see them instead of how they are. Right? So I find a rose bush in the spring bloom, right? And some of, let's say we have two bushes, and one bush is in full bloom. It's in full bloom, and these beautiful rose petals, and the thorns are nice and strong, and it's beautiful. And here beside it, another rose bush who hasn't quite bloomed yet, and whose thorns aren't that strong. Now, some of us, most of us actually, walk through life with the expectation that a rose bush in full bloom should be like our one rose bush in full bloom. Not knowing that one might die first in comparison to its counterpart. I hope that makes sense. I hope what I'm saying right there makes sense, right? Because when you can apply that same theory, that same philosophy to people or to your job, things become a lot easier. A job, for instance, right? We see other people working other jobs and they're happy and they're making money. And, we're not making that much money at our job and we're not happy there. Well, if you walk into your office every day that the day is going to be shit, it's going to suck, I hate it here, then you're going to fall into this downward vortex of just negativity. Yeah, and it becomes like this hurricane that you're walking through every single day, right? And the big thing about that is if you release that expectation, if you release yourself from the expectation of, oh, well, my job should be doing this, and it should be doing that, it should be doing this, and it should be doing that. When you relieve yourself of the expectation, the anxiety of going to work melts away. The frustration with work melts away. You begin to understand and realize that the way that we react to the situation of our job, our relationships, our family and friends, when we release that expectation, right, we actually gain more control. right? We don't feel stuck. We don't feel trapped. We don't feel, obligated to do certain things or be with certain people or go certain places. Yeah, we have to begin, we should and need to begin to release our expectation of the world. The whole material world. The only expectation that we should have is of ourselves. To be good people. To live good lives. To do the right thing. We know we all have an inner moral compass. And with that moral compass, we should be able to direct our lives. Right? But just because that moral compass lives within inside us does not make us the judger of all things. Does not make us the expectation setter of all things. Yeah? There's a lot of ego into it. There's a lot of, insecurities and esteem and these things wrapped into this. So it's not something that you're just going to wake up and be like, oh, I don't expect nothing from nobody. Right? It's not one of those. These things that we practice and the things that I practice are not overnight remedies. Yeah, these are things that take time and it takes care and it takes repeated practice. But if we can get there, start with something small. Start with, the weather. Wake up. Don't stop watching the Weather Channel. And trying to plan your day accordingly. Because that's one thing, there's an expectation, especially for us people who live here in some of the nicer states. Or let me say, better climates. Right? We wake up every day and we expect our weather to be nice. So when we get this shit weather, like right now in California, we're experiencing some rain. When we get this type of weather, we don't appreciate it. Like I myself just said, shit weather. Like, come on. Yeah? I love the rain. So it's a really weird, reflex that my mind has when describing rainy weather. Yeah? I love the rainy weather. I love curling up in a ball at home, watching some movies, eating some food, throwing back a couple bowls of cereal. Yeah? That's a grand time, if you ask me. So it's the expectation of these things. Expectation. Yeah? And for whatever reason, we are so privileged, right? We have this privilege of being able to receive these things that we expect. But the sheer audacity of it is crazy, you know what I mean? So this is something that I hope everybody can start looking into and start practicing a little bit more with dropping that expectation. One funny one that we used to say back in the day was, you keep your expectations low and you're never disappointed. Yeah? Standards, all that. You keep it low and you're never disappointed. Yeah? So me, I'm not here to set a low or a high when it comes to your expectations. All I know is just, I know what to and not to expect. Yeah, I expect to be treated with respect. I don't expect people to treat me nicely or to like me. Yeah? I'm a tough cookie. You guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so when you meet a new person, don't expect them to just like you right away. Yeah, or if you're a little on the more promiscuous side, don't expect them to just want your body, right? There might be people who want to just be your friend. Yeah, who might just want to get to know you just because you're another human being having this human experience. Yeah. So the biggest thing, right, that I hope that you guys can start to do is to understand how these expectations affect our day-to-day life and how they affect our mood and our personalities. Yeah. I want to say thank you guys again for tuning in, listening, whoever's listening, however, wherever, whomever, all that. I want to say thank you. These podcasts are a great way for me to refine my practices, my beliefs, the things that I see out in life. So if you guys can, please follow me on Instagram at Korpsx, KORPSX. That's on Instagram. Send me a message. Let me know what you think about the episode, or, maybe something that you would want me to talk about next. This head of mine is filled with ideas and filled with information about a bunch of different shit. So I'd love to share it with everybody the best way that I know how, and that's through conversation. That's through storytelling. Yeah. So again, Thank you. If you can, please subscribe, pass it along to a friend. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great day, week, month, year, and life. I'll see you guys on the flip side, all right? Stay motivated. Bang. Yo, what up, everybody? I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. It would mean the absolute world to me. I mean the world to me if you guys could just retweet, share it, tell your friends about it, and hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you guys are listening to this to. Again, it would mean the world, man, and I truly appreciate every single one of you. All right? Have a blessed day.